Hey, Mark Clark here from Village Church in Vancouver, Canada. We're going through the Gospel of Matthew and just kind of parachuting in. And there's a great text in Matthew chapter 11. And he says this is a great word to all of us who are feeling busied in life. He says, "Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you. Learn from me, for I'm gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." Here's how this affects us. If you're watching this, even if you're an atheist or an agnostic, you are, in a sense, kind of trying to work for your salvation. And what I mean by salvation for you is not necessarily going to heaven or connecting to some kind of theistic concept or God concept, but you're working for, your own reputation in the world. You're working really hard, tirelessly to make your way in the world and make your mark, or whatever your situation is. You want reputation or status or a better marriage or improvement at work or more money or whatever. And then if you're religious and maybe you belong to a religion that's not Christianity, you're working in order to get to heaven when you die. You're going to do those certain laws, or you're going to, do all these good works. So in the end, God will say, okay, you've been good enough and you can come into heaven. The point is, we're all tired because we're all working. And then the gospel of Jesus comes in and says, no, you don't get to go to heaven because of your work. You go to heaven because of my work for you. And because of that, you can rest. One of the great messages to our culture that's running tirelessly around trying to impress everybody through work or religion or whatever is, I already did all the running for you. I came from heaven down. I worked tirelessly. I was tempted so you wouldn't have to be. I suffered a beating so that you wouldn't have to beat yourself up. I got rejected from people so that you don't necessarily have to feel, even when you are rejected, that it matters. I died and rose again to give you rest. Now take me into your life, and I will give you a kind of peace that surpasses the circumstances of your life, something that transcends when your life falls apart, when your marriage falls apart, when you lose a loved one. I talked to a family this week that actually lost their child. How do you wake up in the morning? They said they only did it because, listen, we serve a God who knows exactly what it's like to lose a child. The Father gave up the Son so that he might redeem the world. And I know no other concept in the marketplace of ideas or religion that has a God who understands my pain. That's what got me up in the morning. Here's the beauty of Christianity. It's that you don't get saved because of what you do. There's a great story in the Gospels where this woman is caught in adultery. And Jesus says, if you're going to stone her, go ahead. And then nobody does. And he says to her, they didn't stone you, go and sin no more. Neither do I condemn you, go and sin no more. And what you and I have to understand, I was reading one writer and he said, order matters. He doesn't say to her, go and sin no more, and then neither I condemn you. That's religion. He says, neither do I condemn you. Now go and sin no more, because I've already done the work to give you freedom and forgiveness and the lack of shame and guilt in your life. Have you accepted the peace and rest that Jesus brings rather than trying to run on the treadmill of your own life?